Welcome to the MANNA Method, where one simple choice can begin a lifetime of transformation. I'm your host, Franco Manna, the creator of the MANNA Method. Just turn your fork. The power of one decision. The decision that changes everything. When you change your thoughts, your new life starts to follow. When I look back at my life lately, I see clearly on how I wrote the story of my life page by page. Chapter by chapter, it became a book. I noticed the more power and energy I spent on building and healing myself, I started to attract better opportunities and better relationships. With no experience, just small new choices and different daily decisions. Without even noticing, new opportunities came available to me. The first step toward is the hardest to trust. Every new step after the first one became easier. Just small, consistent choices create lasting change and growth. I remember when I started to view my life in a different way. New circle of friends and new environments came available to me. Fear started losing its power. Healing and growth was more important for the new direction I was heading towards. Ask yourself, what decision have you been avoiding because of fear? One decision may seem small today, but it can become the turning point of your entire story. You don't need to have every answer before you begin. The first yes can be the hardest step to take. A no can protect your future. It can keep you living small and can keep you safe. To have a life breakthrough starts with your first action step and commitment. I remember the very first decision I needed to make. I asked myself, if I really want to change the direction of my life, where can I reach out for some help or advice from? At the time, I was selling my $2 million company. I was lost, confused, and empty. I started to reach out to a man that was a spiritual healer. Today, I still call him a friend that saved my life. As I shared my personal story and issues over the weeks and months, he recommended my first step towards change. He quoted, "Franco, I think you should consider taking the first entry level of Reiki healing." At that time, I didn't even know what Reiki was, let alone taking a weekend course from out of town. I trusted this man from the day I met him. I felt a strong connection with his energy. I didn't even take long before the first level of Reiki. I was already applying for the next level of Reiki healing. It was the most rewarding class to take and pass. I felt alive for the first time in my life in decades. I was 42 or 43 years old at the time. That was the very beginning of my new life and direction toward what I am achieving today. As an author speaker, ask yourself, what could one decision today lead 1 year from now? You will be surprised at yourself, the new path that will open up for you. The direction of your life changes the moment you decide it will. Never underestimate the power of one small decision. Great lives are built on daily habits. Success is a series of wise decisions. To move the ball down the field in a football game, you only have 3 chances to get your first reward, a new first down. For every first down you receive brings you closer to the end zone. It's the same principle in life. Move forward week by week, step by step. The end zone is only 100 yards away. And the future you're wanting and dreaming about is only a yard away. Your mindset shapes your future. Believe that change is possible. Excuses makes you lose a few yards on the field. When you allow it, but don't let it hold you back. Renew your thinking daily. Make a new game plan if needed. There are many ways of celebrating a touchdown in life. I started with Reiki healing. My second course I took in Palm Springs, USA. It was called Thought Field Therapy. That book changed my life. It fell from the shelf while I was in the library one day. I took it as a sign and took the course 2 times, once in 2001 and the other time in 2009. I was using pressure points on the body to eliminate fears, phobias, and addictions. So as you can see, the game plan changed on its own, without me even knowing about it. Getting your first down is the first step. Then you work on the next first down, getting you closer to the end zone for a touchdown. Weed out the weeds that are holding you back. Keep your eyes on the gold cup. I remember when I was younger, it didn't matter if I had a great day or a bad day. I always ran to the bar to drink. That was my answer to all of my problems. The problem was I wasn't growing up and learning new things. I stayed small because I didn't challenge myself to become a better person. I had a grade 7 level of education. At the same time, I was worth $2 million. Crazy, right? When I sold my company, I built in over 25 years, I was 40 years old. My spelling, reading, typing, and computer skills were embarrassing to say. A changed life begins with a changed decision. Your greatest victory begins in your mind, not from your parents, your teachers, or your friends. First step is to believe in yourself, have faith, and follow your heart. Hope grows when you act. A quote from the best hockey player in the world. You can't score a goal without taking any shots. Wayne Gretzky. You are all born with gifts and talents, if we choose to discover what they are. Sometimes in life, like in my case, my calling and purpose in life came after the age of 44 years old. I never wanted to be in the food industry from the age of 16 years old. God had a better and different plan for my second season in life. All I needed to do was listen and follow the small voice within. What decision is God asking me to make today that requires faith, obedience, and trust rather than comfort? In my early sobriety, I start to listen to that voice more often. Within time, my purpose and calling in life became visible and clear to me. I started to surrender to the things I wanted and discover what God's plan was made for me. The most powerful decision of your life isn't deciding what you want from God, but deciding that you are willing to follow what God wants for you. Because I didn't know I was going to learn how to write, spell, read, type, and learn how to use the computer all at the same time with a computer program from home. That's crazy. You don't need a teacher to guide you anymore. We live in a better world today. More options to learn, grow, and transform your life. I learned that my life didn't change when my circumstances changed. My life changed when I made the decision to change.